Welcome to the 8D Problem-Solving Process e-learning course. Completing this course will take a little bit over 3 hours, not including the optional exercises and the knowledge tests. The course is divided into 9 chapters. In Chapter 1, I will discuss the objectives and terminology of systematic problem-solving. The chapters 2 to 9 will cover the 8 phases or disciplines and the integrated tools of the 8D problem-solving process. Some chapters include exercises. These exercises are optional. So, I leave it up to you if you want to spend some time on these exercises or not. At the end of each chapter, you will find a short knowledge test questionnaire. The purpose of these questions is to emphasize some of the key learning points of the completed chapter. Please complete these knowledge tests before you move forward to the next chapter. The resources link on top of your screen gives you access to a copy of the training material and several templates used for the exercises. You can download and print the material if needed. Okay, let's get started. The general objective and key learning points of this e-learning module are to show you how the 8D problem-solving process works. I will also review some simple case studies to show you how to apply the different problem-solving tools that are integrated into this process. So, key learning outcomes are to understand the 8D problem-solving process and its 8 disciplines or phases, to be able to use the integrated problem-solving tools to find the root cause or root causes of a problem, and to establish appropriate corrective and preventive actions. There are several other tools that some organizations use to make this process even more efficient and effective. We will discuss some of them, and I will show you some examples of how you can apply these additional tools. At the end of each discipline or phase, we will then review a checklist and assessment questions the team should utilize to make sure all necessary work has been done in that phase. Let's talk a little bit about problem-solving terminology. Any problem-solving activity starts with a symptom. What do we mean by a symptom? A symptom is, as you see here, a quantifiable event or effect. Something that an internal or an external customer experiences. For example, a product that does not work as intended, a delivery that has been delivered late, or an incorrect invoice that you received from a supplier. The first question we have to answer is, why do we see that symptom? What is the problem that we need to solve to make sure that the symptom doesn't occur in the future? We have to identify and define the problem. A problem is a deviation from an expectation or standard, a perceived gap between the existing state and a desired state. So, we need to find a way to get from the symptom to the problem that we need to solve. I will show you later how to do that using the 8D problem-solving process, as well as some of the tools that will help us with that. Once we understand the true problem we need to solve, we need to identify possible causes. What are the possible causes of the problem that causes that symptom? We will discuss different tools such as process variables mapping, brainstorming, and fishbone diagrams that we can use to identify possible causes of a problem. After we identified possible causes, we need to find a way to narrow those down to the most likely cause or causes of the problem. Again, there are different problem-solving tools in the 8D problem-solving process we can use to reduce a large number of possible causes to a smaller number of most likely causes. Finally, we need to identify and verify the root cause or root causes of the problem. Some problems have only one root cause, while some more difficult problems may have a combination of 2 or more root causes. So, any problem-solving process really has to guide you in a systematic way from the symptom of a problem to the root cause of the problem. Many organizations are using the 8D problem-solving process because this process and the integrated problem-solving tools do that in a very efficient and effective manner. We will use this terminology throughout this e-learning course. So, you will see this slide again and again, as we go through the 8D problem-solving process. Here you see now for the first time the 8 phases or the 8 disciplines of the 8D problem-solving process. The first phase or discipline is establishing a team. This phase discusses what we need to do if we have decided that the problem or the symptom is most likely too complex for one person alone to solve and that we have to establish a small, often cross-functional team with the right competencies and skills. Phase 2 is about describing the problem. Here we are going to create a proper problem statement and problem description. We will also start looking at possible causes of the problem. So, there is a lot of work to do during this phase, and we will discuss several tools we can use to do this work. Phase 3 is about developing interim containment actions. Interim containment actions help us to stop the bleeding. Is there something we should fairly quickly do to protect the internal or external customer from the symptom? This could include implementing a screening or inspection procedure, or purging the existing inventory and replacing it with a known good inventory. Phase 4 is about reducing the number of possible causes, identified in Phase 2, to the most likely causes, and then identifying and verifying the root cause or root causes of the problem. We also need to identify the so-called escape points. More about escape points when we get to that phase or discipline. Once we have defined and verified the root cause and the escape points of the problem, we need to identify, develop, and verify permanent corrective actions or countermeasures. This will be the task in Phase 5 of the 8D problem-solving process. In Phase 6 we will then implement these permanent corrective actions and validate, with the internal or external customer, that these actions are indeed effective. Phase 7 is about preventing the recurrence of the problem due to the identified root cause or other causes that could result in the same problem and symptom. The final Phase 8 is about completing the project, finalizing the 8D problem-solving process report, and recognizing the team for the good work it did. We also want to make sure that individual contributors, not on the team, are recognized for their support. Please complete the knowledge test questionnaire for this chapter, before you move to the next chapter. The pass rate is 100%. You can retry the questionnaire up to 3 times, in case you get 1 or more answers incorrectly. Thank you. Our Operational Excellence Academy provides organizations like yours with excellent training material, e-learning courses, and high-quality online courses. Please visit our website for more information.